Ever opened your own homepage and thought, it looks fine, so why are inquiries so slow? If that sounds familiar, you are absolutely not alone. A few weeks ago, a client came to us with exactly that problem. Gorgeous branding, professional photos, everything looked polished, but people were landing on the site and quietly slipping away. Hardly any calls, hardly any forms filled in, just crickets. When we looked closer, the issues were tiny. The headline said something like, "Innovative Solutions for Modern Businesses," which sounds fancy but doesn't actually tell you what they do. There were 3 different buttons on the Hero section, all shouting for attention, and a pop-up appeared before you could even read a single sentence. Nothing was broken in the technical sense, but there was friction, little moments where a visitor had to stop, think too hard, or fight off a distraction. And that, right there, is where inquiries quietly die.
Yeah, I remember opening that homepage and just feeling busy. Not ugly, not terrible, just a bit like walking into a shop where 3 people greet you at once and you're not sure who to talk to first.
Exactly. And marketing should feel like a breeze, not a crowd of salespeople talking over each other. So today, we're going to walk you through a super simple 15-minute friction-free first click audit you can do right now on your own homepage. If you can, pull your homepage up on your laptop or tablet while you listen. Not driving, of course. But if you're on the move, that's okay too. Just listen once, and you can replay this later with your website open. Let's simplify this. First, what do we mean by friction on a homepage? In plain English, friction is anything that makes your visitor pause, doubt, or work harder than they expected in the first few seconds. It's that tiny, I'm not sure feeling. It could be a confusing headline, too many choices, a pop-up that jumps in the way, or a layout that wobbles around on mobile. None of these are dramatic on their own, but together they nudge people toward the back button.
And the key thing is, visitors won't email you saying, "Hey, your CTA buttons compete with each other." They'll just quietly leave. So this audit is really about learning to see your homepage the way a rushed, slightly distracted human sees it.
Yes, let the data guide us, but in human terms. Instead of thinking, my bounce rate is high, think, something here is making people hesitate. Once you can spot those moments, they're surprisingly easy to smooth out. So, here's how our friction-free first click audit works. You're going to scan your homepage for 5 tiny friction spots: a crowded hero section, a vague headline, competing buttons, distracting pop-ups, and a wobbly mobile layout. We'll keep this calm and simple. You don't need any tools. Just your homepage, your eyes, and a bit of honest curiosity. All right, let's start at the very top of your homepage, the Hero section. This is usually the big image or background with your main headline and buttons. Friction spot number 1, a crowded hero. Look at just the top of your page before you scroll. Ask yourself, how many different things are competing for attention right here? Do you have a headline, subheadline, 3 buttons, a menu packed with options, maybe a slider changing images every few seconds? If your eyes don't know where to land, your visitor's brain feels the same way. That's friction. Your brain has to work too hard to figure out what matters. A calm hero section usually has just a few elements: 1 clear headline, 1 supporting line, 1 main button, and maybe a simple image that supports the message. That's it.
Yeah, think of it like walking into a room with one comfy chair and a lamp versus walking into a room that's full of furniture, plants, and 5 TVs. Your homepage can technically hold everything, but your visitor will relax more if they instantly know where to sit, metaphorically speaking.
So your tiny fix for a crowded hero could be as simple as this. Choose one main button and hide the others lower on the page. Or shorten your headline and move the extra sentence down into a section below. Which brings us to friction spot number 2, vague headlines. This is a big one. Motivational, read your main headline out loud. If you took your logo away, could a stranger tell what you actually do in about 3 seconds? Or does it sound like it could belong to 10 different businesses? Phrases like solutions, innovative, transforming your business. They sound impressive, but they rarely say anything concrete. Clarity converts. Your brand deserves to be seen for what it actually does. Try this. Fill in the blanks. We help who get what result in where or how. For example, we help busy homeowners get same-day plumbing repairs in Melbourne. That's specific. If I'm a homeowner in Melbourne with a leak, I instantly know I'm in the right place.
And from a design perspective, when your headline is that clear, I can support it visually. If I know you help busy homeowners, I'm picking imagery that feels like real homes, real people, not generic skyscrapers.
So, your tiny fix here. Rewrite your headline so a 12-year-old could explain what you do after reading it once. Marketing shouldn't feel like a storm of buzzwords. It should be a breeze to understand. Okay, let's move down the page a little. Friction spot number 3, competing buttons. Scan your homepage and count how many different actions you're asking people to take above the fold and in that first screenful or two. Do you have call now, get a quote, learn more, download the guide, and sign up, all on the same stretch of page? When everything is important, nothing feels important. A visitor who is mildly interested suddenly has to decide between 5 paths. That extra decision is friction. Most people are tired. They will just postpone the choice, which usually means leaving your site.
Design is trust, and part of that trust is guiding people with one clear next step. It's like when you walk into a cafe and there's one obvious cue versus 5 counters and no signs. You feel calmer when the path is obvious.
So here's your micro fix. Choose one primary action for your homepage. For most service businesses, that's something like request a quote or book a call. Make that the main button style. Any other links? Turn them into smaller text links or tuck them into your navigation. Remember, growth is a marathon, not a sprint. You don't need visitors to do everything at once. You just need them to calmly take the next right step. Friction spot number 4, distracting pop-ups. Now, pop-ups themselves are not evil, but the timing and the tone can either support your visitor or completely interrupt them. If a giant box covers half the screen before they've even read your headline, that's like someone blocking the doorway and saying, "Wait, before you come in, give me your email." Most of us instinctively close it or just leave.
Yeah, imagine you're in that same cafe and the barista shouts your name and hands you a loyalty card before you've even decided if you want coffee. It's just a bit much.
So here's what to look for. Load your home page and watch what happens in the first 5 to 10 seconds. Do you get a newsletter pop-up, a chat box, a discount offer, a cookie banner plus a notification? Stack a couple of those together and your visitor is swatting flies instead of reading your message. Your tiny fix. If you have pop-ups, limit yourself to one and delay it. Let people scroll a bit first or trigger it on exit intent when they move their mouse up to close the tab. And make the wording gentle and optional, not pushy. All right, we've done the desktop style view. Let's talk about friction spot number 5, which is a big silent killer. Wobbly mobile layouts. If you can safely do this right now, grab your phone and open your homepage. No fancy tools, just your phone. This is how most of your visitors probably see you. Look for 3 things. First, is your headline cut off or tiny? If someone has to pinch and zoom just to read what you do, that's friction. Second, are your buttons easy to tap with a thumb? If they're too small, too close together, or right at the very edge of the screen, people will mistap or give up. Third, as you scroll, does the layout jump around? Maybe text shifts, images resize suddenly, things slide over each other. Those little wobbles make your site feel unstable, even if you don't notice them consciously.
From the design side, a smooth mobile experience feels almost invisible. You don't notice it because nothing fights you. Your thumb glides, your eyes flow, and you never wonder, where did that button just go?
Your tiny fix here might be as simple as increasing your mobile font sizes, adding a little space around your main button, or asking your web person to check for layout shifts on common phones. You don't need a full redesign to make mobile feel calmer.
So now that we've spotted the friction, let's flip the picture. Imagine your visitor lands on your homepage and everything just feels easy. They see a clean hero area with one clear headline that says exactly what you do and who you do it for. No buzzword salad. Maybe it says, stress-free bookkeeping for solo creatives in Austin, or same-day emergency plumbing across Brisbane. Instantly, they know they're in the right place. Their eye naturally moves from that headline down to one main button, book a call or get your quote. It's large enough to feel inviting, but not shouting at them. That's your primary path. The rest of the page feels like a gentle tour, not a maze. Sections are spaced out. Each block has one clear job, maybe to explain what you do, show a few key benefits, provide proof with testimonials, or answer a few common questions. And design quietly supports all of this. The colors are consistent, the fonts are easy to read, there's breathing room between elements, so nothing feels crammed. You don't notice the design screaming at you, you just feel like, I get this business, I trust them.
This is the power of a friction-free homepage. It doesn't have to be fancy or trendy, it just has to make that first click feel effortless.
Let's paint a picture of you doing this in real life. You sit down with your coffee, open your homepage, and run through a simple checklist in 15 minutes. No stress, no software, no 12-tab rabbit holes. Just you, your site, and a few honest questions.
Which brings us to the Artbreeze friction-free checklist. If you only remember one thing from this episode, let it be this 5-question audit you can reuse anytime your site starts to feel a bit noisy. Question 1. Is my hero section calm and focused? In other words, when I first land on the page, do I instantly know where to look and what matters most? Or are there too many elements fighting for my attention? Question 2. Does my main headline clearly say what I do, who it's for, and, ideally, what result I help them get? If you removed your logo, would a stranger still know what your business offers in a few seconds? Question 3. Do I have one obvious primary action? That's your main button or call to action. If someone is mildly interested, is the next step crystal clear? Question 4. Are pop-ups helping or hijacking the experience? Do they appear at a kind moment after the visitor has had a chance to read? Or are they jumping in front of the content too soon? And question 5. Does my homepage feel smooth and readable on a phone? Headlines, text, and buttons should feel easy to read and tap with one hand without pinching or chasing things around the screen.
If you're listening and thinking, oh no, I've got all 5 friction spots, take a deep breath. Seriously, breathe and build. This is not an emergency.
Yes, digital doesn't have to be difficult. Remember our second risk with this kind of audit? It can feel overwhelming if you see lots of things at once. So here's your gentle rule. Just pick one friction point to fix this week. Maybe this week you simplify your hero. One headline, one button. Next week, you tackle the vague headline. The week after, you nudge that chat pop-up to appear a little later. Small, steady improvements beat a stressful overhaul every single time.
And every little fix you make is something your future visitors will never even notice because their experience just feels smooth. That's how you know it's working.
If you'd like a written version of this, we've put the friction-free First Click checklist together for you over on our site. You can download it and literally tick your way through in 15 minutes the next time you're reviewing your homepage. And if, as you went through today, you thought, I'd love a calm pair of eyes on this, you can also request a relaxed homepage friction review from our team at Artbreeze. No pressure, no storm, just clear, simple suggestions to make your site feel lighter.
So when you're ready, visit the Artbreeze website, grab the checklist, and if it feels right, reach out for that review. Even one small change can make your homepage feel a lot more like a welcome mat and a lot less like a hurdle.
Clarity converts, and your brand deserves to be seen. Keep it simple, keep it growing, and let it be a breeze.